So the brain plays a role in a somewhat indirect way. So every day, you have your breakfast, your lunch. I actually eat only once a day, but at some point you eat a meal. And at some time during the meal, you'll say, okay, I'm hungry. I stop eating. Why'd you ever think? Why does that happen? Well, because there are certain hormones that are released or inhibited that tell you, okay, you're satiated, stop eating. Well, one of the very important ones is GLP-1. That same thing that's increasing insulin secretion. Your brain has become very resistant to GLP-1. When you eat a meal, amylin comes out. It comes out in a 1-to-1 ratio with insulin. Your brain has become resistant to amylin. Your brain is resistant to leptin. So there are a lot of these anorectic molecules that your brain has become resistant to. And these molecules, and it's another area of interest of mine, they work in the hedonic areas in the brain. So in the putamen, the prefrontal cortex, and they tell you to stop eating. And unfortunately, there's, and this is the big unknown, is what's going on in the brain. The neurocircuitry is clearly distorted. Not only is the neurocircuitry distorted, one of the big things that we are interested in, Dr. Peter Fox and myself at UT, is if you look at the gray matter in these areas, in the areas that are critically important in regulating your appetite, there's shrinkage of the gray matter area, okay? And in these areas, if you do an insulin clamp, okay, the brain is insensitive to insulin in your eye. In obese people, these areas in the brain where there's abnormal, marked increase in glucose uptake. Incredible finding. Who would have thought?
I'm sorry, you're saying that these are the few areas in my brain and your brain that are actually default insulin insensitive?
Yes.
Don't take up glucose?
Correct, if I do an insulin clamp.
So what is their fuel source? Lactate?
Well, they're saturated. I'm sorry. In response to insulin, they don't take up more glucose.
Okay. I'm sorry. Got it.
Because remember, this is from the Cahill studies. As long as your glucose is about 50, your brain is happy. So this is actually in the evolution of the human being. This is phenomenal, because in the old days, you may not eat for, you may slaughter one of these beasts.
You're not eating for days.
You're not eating for days. So your glucose would drop. So if your normal fasting was 80, if it dropped to 40, you're okay because your brain saturated at 40. If you got below 40, you're in trouble. So you have a big sort of buffer here. But now if I infuse insulin and your glucose is 80, your brain doesn't take up more glucose. It's, quote, insulin insensitive in a certain way.